Software is created by using a computer language to set out a set of instructions that the computer will follow. There are many computer languages, but they do share some common features.
A central processing unit follows binary instructions. These instructions are stored in memory locations called registers within the CPU. Different brands of CPUs have different sets of registers. The set of raw instructions that the CPU executes is called machine code or object code, and each CPU family or brand has a different machine code instruction set. Such lists of binary instructions are very difficult to follow in their raw form. Perhaps a slightly friendlier list would be to show them as hexadecimal, but it is still too hard. A better way of programming had to be developed.
An assembly language, which can be used to program the CPU, is supplied by the CPU manufacturer. Assembly language is a low-level language. The main advantage of low-level languages, and the reason why we even use them, is that they allow close control of a CPU. Each CPU manufacturer writes their own assembly language that lists a set of instructions or commands that can be used. So code written for one CPU won't necessarily work on another. An assembly language's command list makes writing programs slightly easier. A programmer can type the command MOV, which means move information to a new destination instead of having to remember the binary or hexadecimal command, such as B8. The program written in assembly language then goes through a piece of software called an assembler, which translates these commands into raw machine code that the CPU can execute directly.
We've looked at machine code and the slightly friendlier assembly language, but these remain too awkward to use for day-to-day programming. For this purpose, high-level languages were developed. They are designed to be closer to human languages and are easier to use. A high-level language is easier to read, write and maintain. Two other key features of high-level programming are that it works across different CPU families and also supports a wide range of data types. High-level languages have been around for more than 60 years, and there are dozens of them. Some popular ones include C, Java and Python. Even if you don't know the precise details of a particular high-level language, it's fairly easy to follow what's going on. High-level code is written as text and is called source code.
In recent times, a simpler way of programming has been developed called block programming or visual programming. This has been developed so users can create programs by manipulating program elements graphically, rather than having to remember the textual commands. These blocks are like jigsaw pieces that are connected together. This limits the scope of variables, reducing the amount of errors that will occur. Block programming acts as an introduction to programming for beginners. There are many examples of this type of programming, such as Kodu, Scratch, and MIT App Inventor.